All right, we are preparing for a very good Virginia Tech football team. I mean, a team that plays great defense, has changed what they do offensively because of probably a quarterback that can throw the ball well, and so they're doing different things offensively from what they've done in the past. They're still very strong in all their special teams, and looking forward to getting back on our home field in front of our fans.
Defensively, do you feel like you made some progress, even though you gave up a lot of big plays at Clemson? Do you feel overall?
Yeah, when you look at the whole body of work and you really break it down, there were some really good things. I mean, you hold them to 2.1 yards rushing per attempt. You hold them under 100 yards. We had multiple guys getting to the football. We tackled much better. So there were some bright spots defensively. Yes.
What was the key up front? ECU had a lot of rushing yards, were successful, but
yeah, we played better in our defensive line. I mean, those guys are growing up and getting better, and they played much better than they did the week before.
The blown coverage, are there like a common theme with that, and what goes into kind of the breakdowns back in the secondary?
Nah, those are just mental mistakes. I mean, they're not, because they're base things. There weren't something that was exotic that we put in, for that game. I mean, they were just basic mental mistakes.
You said that you would learn a lot about your team and the program in general last week, and how everybody handled what happened to ECU getting ready for Clemson. What did you learn?
Learned what I expected. I expected them to come out and fight and play hard, all the way to the final buzzer in that game, and I thought we did. I thought our kids did that. I thought they played hard throughout the game. I don't think there was ever an issue with anybody as far as confidence. I think that they showed that they've got a lot of grit and determination, and that they're going to continue to persevere.
About halfway through the first quarter, Marquise had 10 pass attempts and still made passing yardage, and then obviously exploded after that. Did he handle that really well? Was there some growing up that you saw in him?
Well, yeah, I thought. I mean, if you watch him throughout a game, I mean, we've had some struggles early on, and there has been no frustration on his part. I mean, because one, he knows he's in a position of leadership now. He's not. He doesn't have the luxury of showing when he's frustrated. I mean, that's part of being a leader, is that everybody's watching, and if you show frustration, then the rest of the team will become frustrated. So I think he's done a good job of that. I'm sure there was some frustration on his part, but it wasn't noticeable, and that's always a good thing from a quarterback.
Coach, can there also be frustration when the defense is playing poorly, the offense maybe gets a little frustrated because they know they have to score this every time out there? Can that crop up as well?
It can. That's part of being a team, though. I mean, I think you can go through as many games as you've seen, and there are very seldom where all three phases are hitting on all cylinders and playing extremely well. I mean, it doesn't happen very often. That's something that we dream about as coaches, but and we're trying to strive for, but it doesn't happen very often. So being on a team, you have to understand, when one side's down, the other one's got to pick them up. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's the only way that you have a chance to be successful. Because reality is probably somebody is going to be down at some point in that game, or not playing well, or something's going to be happening. And the other side's got to pick them up. That other phase has got to pick them up. That's what being a team is all about.
And you find your leaders in situations like that?
You bet. That's the guys that do step up. Those are the guys that step up in the adverse conditions or adverse situations, that those are the guys who are truly doing the leading.
Well, Coach, how frustrating is it for you when you watch the defensive film, like on Sunday or Saturday night, and you put up 35 or 41 points the last 2 weeks, but you still come up short?
Yeah, all I look at, really all I look at is that we scored less points than they scored. I mean, it's not, hey, we scored enough to win the football game. Why didn't we win the football game? That's not the way I look at it. We didn't score enough to win the football game. That's all there was to that. I mean, and so whatever mistakes are made, the other side's got to make up for it or you don't win. I mean, you can be as frustrated as you want, but I don't believe, or I'm not going to pin it on one thing or one side and say that's the reason. You know, I don't have the luxury of being a fan and saying, well, you know, this side is the reason we didn't win the football game. It doesn't work that way. We're a team, and the only way we're going to get better as a team is to continue to pull together as a team. Because there's going to come times where the offense is going to struggle, and the defense is going to have to pick it up, and they're going to have to make it happen for the offense.